What's going on, everyone? Justin Starling here with RacerX and Keyfring Testing. We're here in Milton, Indiana, riding the brand new Yamaha YZ250FX, primarily a Supercross rider, but we're here to ride the woods today. Last year I was able to ride the Ironman GNCC in the XC1 class. This year I'll be racing this YZ250FX in the industry class, which is really exciting for me. Primarily I came from a Honda, now riding a KTM, and then now riding this Yamaha. It'll be pretty cool to get the aspects of all the bikes together and understand this bike fully. But yeah, excited to get back on the bike and get in the woods here and try my hand at something new.
How excited are you to race on Sunday?
I'm super excited to ride on Sunday. That'll be fun. It'll be cool because last time I rode at 1 p.m. This time I ride at 10 a.m. So I'll see it at a little different light. And I heard there's going to be like 600 plus riders on the track at the same time. And I think I'm row 9. So we were going to get roosted the entire time. And as long as during the creek crossings I don't get splashed, we'll be all right. Yeah, that'll be right. You got it. First impressions, I've rode for 24 minutes, or maybe about 20 minutes. And last year I was able to ride the XC1 and Pro factory Yamaha. So it's kind of like riding Eli Tomac's Monster Energy Star Yamaha in Supercross. This thing doesn't feel much different than the Am Pro factory bike. It's super nimble, super comfortable. It handles the bumps amazing. The suspension is just soft enough to go across all the roots and everything really well. But also there's a full outdoor section outside of the woods, and it handles that amazing too. So far, unbelievably impressed. I was a little nervous going to a production bike based off of riding the factory bike last year. Not nervous anymore. Not any doubts I had are all gone. This bike's amazing. It's really, really good. Still got some more time to put on. I'm gonna make a couple changes. Maybe raise the rear a little bit. I feel like the rear is a little low sometimes for me. So it's coming up some of the hills, it kind of feels like it's dragging a little bit in the rear going up. So I feel like I have to kind of hold myself over the front a little bit more than I'd like to. But so far, first impressions, Yamaha killed it on this bike. Alright, so we got 50 minutes of riding so far. On a normal Supercross day, it's about, you're about done, and we are just getting started. But so far, bike is awesome. We made a sag adjustment, so I've gone from 104 to 103, and that's helped a little bit with, I felt like the dip going up some of the hills. I'm probably gonna go a little bit more and to get a little bit higher up, but so far this bike is really impressive. I'm getting more excited for Ironman on Sunday. Alright, so we've got about, I'd say, an hour and a half on the bike so far. I've made a couple adjustments with raising the sag up a little bit, also sped some rebound up a little bit just to help with some of the roots and some of the rocks. It's pretty notchy out here, but there's also some spots here where it's kind of flat and smooth. I'm getting more comfortable and more comfortable on the bike. The bike is really nimble. I can kind of put it anywhere I want. Not to say that I've been perfect the whole time. I have crashed, I don't know if you guys can tell. Some rocks kind of pop up out of nowhere. We don't have that in Supercross very much. But so far, bike's been amazing. Getting more comfortable with it. I'm actually really enjoying the cable clutch. The Nissan brakes are really good as well. Yeah, so far super comfortable. Very happy with this bike. Even on the outdoor part. The nice thing is also, it does have an oversized tank compared to stock. Or like the motocross models, but you don't notice it when you ride. So if you want to ride longer distances, even just on the moto track, it's a good bike for you. on the moto track that whole time right there. No woods. I wanted to see what the bike was like strictly in a moto version to see if you can kind of translate the bike. You can. The bike works really, really well on wide open, flat turns, berms, ruts. And then also we're still mixing in the rock garden and some wood stuff and a little bit of whoops over there. And the bike is really good for everything. It kind of works everywhere. Nimble. You can move it around how you want to move it around. The suspension works really, really well. You can turn on a dime. The braking is honestly, I'm really surprised by the brakes at how good they work. Again, oversized tank, you don't feel the weight of it, but having that extra gas is going to be good if you want to go for long distance. The tire is an 18-inch rear wheel, which I'm used to 19-inch. You don't really notice it, but it definitely helps with the turning. Having that smaller wheel, the bike wants to turn a little bit better. Really like this chassis of the new bike. But yeah, so far having a blast. Me and Villapoto just went at it for about 20 minutes, and so much fun, man. I cannot explain how much fun this is. If you're looking at getting the Yamaha, don't look past the FX. This bike is really good. All right, so we just finished up the day here testing out the new Yamaha YZ250FX. Wow, this bike is really awesome. If I was to talk to someone and they were confused on which bike they should do between the off-road model or the motocross model, I think I'd suggest the off-road model, to be honest with you. We rode this bike on the outdoor part and just did motos on this. We rode it in just the woods. We rode it on just the enduro. And it excelled in every single spot that we rode the bike. The 18-inch rear wheel really helps the bike turn a lot. The bike is super skinny as well. Like, it feels really good between your legs. Doesn't feel too wide, doesn't feel too skinny. It feels just right. Another amazing thing about the bike is having the oversized tank. You can ride for longer. You don't have to worry about running out of gas, unlike the other models. But you also don't even realize that you have an oversized tank on this bike, whereas some brands, the tank comes out the top and it's really big. This thing is slim. You can't even tell that it's here. So that's another benefit, I think, to the bike. You also have a kickstand, so if you just want to stop and get a shot somewhere, put the kickstand down, you'll be all right with that. One thing I was talking to some of the guys here today is this bike pulls second gear and third gear forever. It never once felt like it was going to sign off. It just kept driving all the way down the straightaways, and I was really mind blown by that, because coming from a 450 of what I ride full time, I was a little concerned about how the 250 would feel, if it'd feel a little lethargic to me or anything, and I did not get that feeling one time today. I don't ride a production bike very often. This is probably the first time that I've rode a production bike in quite some years. Really blown away at how well this bike is out of the box. This bike is completely bone stock, and I can also relay it back to riding the AmPro Yamaha XC1 bike last year, which is, as I mentioned, the factory, kind of like the factory star Yamaha for Supercross. And I was a little concerned coming to this bike that maybe the suspension wouldn't feel as good in the woods or around the moto part of the track. And the one thing that I mentioned today to the Yamaha guys was this bike felt just as good as the XC1 factory motorcycle that I rode last year. So I will say, out of the box, this thing is amazing. It's really built to race. That's the best way I could put it. It is ready to go ride as a weekend warrior through the woods, motocross track, go race a GNCC, however you want to do it. Out of the box, this thing comes with your MX, I think 33 tires, Dunlop, amazing tire. The bar bend is another thing. I'm very picky with my bars. The bar bend is amazing over here. Really good grips. This thing's really good out of box. I'm really blown away by it. You really don't have to do anything to it to make it better or anything like that. I think out of the box, it's ready to go compete in the industry class this weekend. Time to get going here. Luckily, I did ride for AmPro last year, so I knew to come inside the semi when it's 34 degrees outside to get dressed, because I'm freezing. I've been asking Osborne and Draper, should I wear a t-shirt underneath or not? Because I am freezing. Might do a lap in this thing. It's very possible.
Just throw the hoodie on over top?
It's very possible. I might do it.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited. Yeah, we were able to go look at the Ironman Hill this morning. I biked the track yesterday, but yeah, no, I'm excited. I enjoy this. It's so different than what I'm used to, so I just enjoy it, right?
So it sounds like everybody bumped up or bumped into a different class.
Yeah.
So they could get a rows higher.
Yeah, and I was gonna do that, and I decided when I heard everyone was going, like Musquin went, Jeff Walker, RV.
They're running from Starling.
Yeah.
Scared.
RV, Bradshaw, all of them went. I was like, cool, I'm gonna stay back in industry. Let those guys go have at it, and I'll go cruise by myself.
So based off of how you saw the track kind of develop from the four-wheelers yesterday, what do you think it's going to be like today?
Not like it was last year. I think it's going to be pretty fast this year, which is good. I don't really like the really tight through the trees, like dodge and stuff. I think this year it feels wider, and it's a lot more hard pack and dry this year. So I think yeah, less gnarly ruts, but a lot more high speed. So give and take could be a little sketchy, and I don't know. Regardless, I'm just excited to go on the gate. It's not the gate, it's the ribbon or the flag, whatever you call it. I'm excited to get out there. About 15 minutes until we go. Do a little sag check before we go ride for 2 hours. Make sure the bike's dialed in. I'm getting excited, man. It's like Anaheim 1 all over for me right here.
But instead of 20 minutes, it's 2 hours.
2 hours, but hey, there's no heat races, there's no LCQs. So that part's really nice to not have that stress.
So does everyone just think that they have it down? They're like, yeah, I'm going to do this?
Yeah. I think it's just luck, a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill. And patience, not getting on the throttle. A lot of guys like to get the throttle before they get the gas. I mean, before they press the button. So I think it's a little bit of patience, but it's tough. The nerves are going and everyone's screaming.
I hit 2 trees, like one dead on straight, and then the other one it ripped me off the bike. But it was good. I think I won industry.
Did you?
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, all in all, it was good. Bike's actually handles really good in the woods. It, like I said, I rode the XC1 Am Pro bike, the factory bike last year, and this bike didn't feel much different, which is sweet. 2 hours, well, I did 2 hours 17 minutes. That's a lot nicer than 3 hours like last year. But all in all, a lot of fun. Bike handles really well. In 2 hours and 17 minutes, I do 1 stop for gas on lap 3, and yeah, stoked. No, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. That track is. I can tell you right now, I won't complain about any Supercross tracks this year. GNCC guys are gnarly. They're gnarly. But this bike, you know, straight out of the box, we did no modifications to it. Handled really well out there. The 2 crashes were my fault, just trying to go too fast in spots that I definitely shouldn't have gone that fast. But no, it handled really well. Everything felt really good. Like I said, I haven't even moved my bars or anything since I got here. I just ran it the way it is, and it can handle a GNCC.
So you could go to a dealership, buy this thing,
Yeah.
literally take it to a race.
Showroom, literally off the showroom.
Not even
and it can race a GNCC. Not even any blisters or anything. Bike's good.